So I know you might not really know what just happened, and then you go, "Oh yeah, that sorcerer that I killed that opened the gate, I should go back there." And you know what? If you go back there, it might be open.
Yeah. Cool.
But the thing I don't, not that I don't like what I was saying before, was that I had to change how I played the game
Mm-hmm.
because I would do things in the game and not mark it on the map because the game does not hold your hand at all.
Oh.
So an NPC does not show up on the map. It is your duty to mark down where the NPCs in the world are because some of them move, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also the actual in-game world is so big, it's very easy to lose them.
Ah.
And that's happened to me. So I made sure to start actually using the tools that the game gives me. And that's one of the things that I have to applaud the game for, is that most of the time, if you're getting your ass beat or you're lost, it's your fault. Because number one, the game encourages you to not stand there and fight the same enemies that are killing you, but
Okay.
but to go experiment, go somewhere else, and maybe switch up your build, right?
Yeah.
Because at some point they give you the ability to respec, and they give you items to do it, and it's like, take advantage. I think one of the number one things that people that have a hard time with this game do is think that they have to play by some sort of arbitrary rule set. They think, oh, I gotta be the big boys. I have to roll through everything. I have to min max and do. No, you can make mistakes and have a crappy build, and
Yeah.
then just fix it. They let you fix it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Like, you could start off using magic and then be like, I don't like getting killed in one hit by everything. So how about I make myself a sturdy boy?
Yeah.
And you know what? Make yourself sturdy, be able to tank hits, and maybe that would be the way the game opens up for you. So I I think that the game it succeeds because it is letting you do the things that you want, that a lot of games just pretend that they let you do,
Yeah.
but they still hold you to a lot of rules and hold your hand a lot of the way. And I think a lot of people like this game reminds me again. Remember how I don't know if you remember when I told you why I like the original Dark Souls is because it reminds me of like the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
This more reminds me of the original Legend of Zelda. They don't
Okay.
tell
Yeah.
you nothing.
Yeah.
The old man says, "Take this. It's dangerous to go alone." That's it.
And good luck.
Good luck. And that's kind of how it is.
That's
So
good.
I like that.
Cool.
And this game lives up to that. I would. I'm curious about Breath of the Wild too now
Yeah.
because I kind of want that formula because I missed the first one. So
Yeah.
I might go back. I have a Switch. I should play it.
Yeah. You should play it.
I should play it
It is
because
something that
I
will take a lot of time.
yeah, I know, but I just like the freedom.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think of this game. It has in common.
Yeah.
It's modern and it has that freedom.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Like I think one thing with the Breath of the Wild that does too is it makes you experiment with a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
see people make a car out of like a wheel in a brick
mm-hmm.
and shit like that, and they used to see them rolling around. And you're like, who would think
Yeah.
this?
But I mean,
Yeah.
they also let you shoot Link across the map
Yeah.
if you know how to use the physics properly. So
Mm-hmm.
like that's just what that game do. And I
Yeah.
think, although not to that extreme, right?
Yeah.
This game kind of lets you do a lot of that stuff. It lets you beat certain enemies because on the open world, there's no tether. There's no boundary in a visible wall that holds you in an arena when you're on the map.
Yeah.
So you can do all types of stuff to the bosses that you do fight outside. And that's in all the regular enemies. And I think that's one of the best parts of the game. Is like, you know what? You can't jump that high. I got a horse that can double jump. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stand on this rock and I'm gonna hit you in the head because you can't double jump. And hey, it's cheap, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. So good, good. Like at one point, I kind of felt bad because I was standing there shooting arrows at something. I was like, man, this is cheap. But guess what? If I stood next to him, he would beat my ass. So I'm gonna beat you. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Cool. It sounds like a fun game. It sounds like something interesting. And like I guess you learn little by little what gameplay will fit you too. Probably
Mhm.
really fast too.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll just fight something and you'll be like, I don't even know what happened. Why am I dead?
Yeah, man.
But because you know what, it maybe it's the fault of a lot of games of today for not. This game makes you learn patterns of
Okay.
the bosses. Some games, it's a suggestion to learn the pattern because you could just hit the boss and then still die.
Yeah.
You can do like you can do basically the bare minimum, and you can beat the boss, right?
Yeah.
In this game, there are just some bosses where you. It's not that it makes you play by their rules. It's just that you have certain openings, and if you do not know exactly when there's an opening, you can't do what you need to do to get your damage in.
Yeah.
Like you can do your damage any way you want, whether it be a knife, a sword, magic, a lightning bolt. But if you try to just willy-nilly go, I'm just gonna do what I want,
Yeah.
nah, son. There are some bosses where there's videos out there of people showing how overpowered magic can get. The thing is, people don't realize that's not beginner magic,
Yeah.
and people are like, oh my god, I can't believe how easy that is. No, you try that on certain bosses, and you just be like, this doesn't work. I thought it was easy. Cause
Nice.
so no, there's again, I like a game that doesn't have everything be uniform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that this game, not everything is uniform. You
That's
could
good.
do some things to some people, not everybody, and that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's cool. That is cool. I've been playing. I'm still on Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I fought an elephant. It was humongous. It chased me. I killed
Was
it.
it fun? Like,
Yeah, it's like it's a mission to like destroy these things, especially if you don't have the like me. I try my best to find places to like kind of hide, so I could get an vantage point because sometimes they just charge at you with relentless. They don't give a fuck what's in front of them. They'll charge at you.
Gotcha.
They'll break walls. They'll break trees. They gonna get you. They gonna try to find to get you, and they gonna get you. So it was kind of cool, just because the how massive it looked and shit for like the game itself, and it's a humongous game. I'm going to do it little by little, but I may have maybe like at least 24 hours in now.
Okay. And how about
Okay.
the story wise?
I'm probably like maybe 30% or 40%. I get distracted with the side stories and stuff. I get to a point where I have to go do the story because I'm missing things. I'm missing like pieces that I need throughout that you get in the storyline to get into other places. So that's when I'll go back into like, all right, I gotta go to the story again because I need this piece or I need this piece.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
but it's really good.
What
It's
is
really
it?
fun.
Is it? Have you found it like as in your 24 hours of the gameplay?
Yeah.
Have you found this to be like? Are you seeing this being a favorite of yours? Like what they've given you? Like do you are you getting a feeling like, oh man, they've really outdone themselves with this Horizon formula,
Yeah.
or do you feel like it's too similar to the first one, or do you feel like it's just right? Like, how you feel about
I
where
think
they went
I
with it
think they
so
did a
far?
good job in like recapturing what the first one did.
Mm,
The story, I'll say the story doesn't have the depth the first one did, but
okay.
it's getting there. Like again, I'm not that far into it to like really tell you exactly where the story's going, but it could be boring at times. But it's more the side missions and stuff are a bit more fun. I think the missions that you get on the side so far have been more fun than the actual missions themselves. Um, just the discovery and just like playing around with the mechanics of the game and just like once you get unlocked like the shield that you could glide with, it makes it a
Mm-hmm.
lot easier to get around because you just go pick up the highest thing and just glide from that from to the next place and stuff like that.
I'm just saying, the Breath of the Wild taught
Yeah.
people things.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the first game came out the same day as Breath of the Wild or the same week.
Yeah, and
And it,
somebody had mentioned that there was like that game and one other big game that came out around the exact same time. Like there were three really big games.
yeah, I think it
and
was
those
the
were two of
Resident
them.
Evil.
Was it Resident Evil 7?
I think it was 2.
Oh, remake.
Yes.
No, no, it
No, it
wasn't that
wasn't
because
that. It was
Resident Evil
2007. It
2
came
was
out
recent.
2017.
Yeah, two remake. I think was more recent. I think that was 18 or 19,
Yeah.
right?
2017 games. Uh, yeah, it was Biohazard.
Was Biohazard? Oh, it was
It was Biohazard. It was Resident Evil 7.
7.
And Near,
That's the other one.
that was the other one that
Automata.
came out. They all came out
Okay.
within the same time period.
Got you.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the issue. So I lined up staying with Horizon, and I took a break off of Breath of the Wild because I wasn't playing. Like the only time I played my Switch was on the go anyway. So I was like, you know what, that'll be my game on the go. But they were too similar to each other that I had to stop one.
Yeah, I understand.
So I went with Horizon because I was further into that one than I was in Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And yeah, I liked them both. They were both good.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a good game. It's fun. It's beautiful. It's very visually beautiful. And I think Aloy is kind of a boring character, but I think the side characters and everyone around her makes her more interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Other than that, yeah, it's a great game. I saw Gran Turismo 7 came out, and I saw some like gameplay, and that game looks crazy real, but I would not play it.
Yeah, I like how it looks. I like a lot of the small options. I saw
Yeah,
people were streaming it, and they like the decals and the customization options
Yeah.
and the tracks, and like even the music in that game is really really good.
yeah.
But it's not for me because it's simulation racing.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Like they want you with like freaking steering wheel and like the pedal brake
Is there a PS?
clutch.
Is there a PS? There's not a. There can't be, right? A PS5 wheel.
I bet
That's
they
just-
are. I bet 100% think there is. Especially when Gran Turismo came out, I bet you they made one, particularly for that.
They usually do, don't they?
Yeah. Because a lot of people like
Hmm.
the actual simulation of the racing.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
shit
they.
like
I wonder if they made one.
You need like a whole shell. I know people that will buy purchase the whole freaking shell.
Well, I've seen custom setups. I believe at one point Giant Bomb was going through like they made a little one, like a desk mounted one, which I
Yeah.
thought was cool because they also used it for flight sims.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like there's stuff like that I've seen. There's the real ridiculous ones where you can sit in it. I've seen that stuff, but
Yeah.
that's a little too crazy. You know what I mean? But I'm just glad it's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad people are happy to get it because that's like a once a generation type of game, man.
Yeah. It's not like Forza. Forza comes in like every 2 years.
Okay. I haven't
It's
played
as pretty as Forza. Forza is a fucking beautiful game. But I think Xbox found a way to get that like every other year because they got Horizon that comes out in between. Which is more
And
the
that's
arcade
their
one.
different, a different version of.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
Forza Motorsports, which is their serious one, and then the arcade one is the Horizon.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, like I'm watching
Cool.
someone play now, and like just the freaking technical shit with the wheels. Like you need these wheels, you need this engine, you need this, you need that. Like that's too much for me. I'm already like, yeah, that's way too much for me. I don't give a damn about the brake pads and which brake pads I need.
Like all that stuff would be fine if I liked how it felt to
Yeah.
drive the cars, but it takes so much time and control
Yeah,
to play that game properly.
yeah.
Like I remember the license test that you had to do in like
God, I
part
hated
2,
those shits.
and that's how you get the better cars. And I was stuck with like the little realistic person cars and not the supercars. And that made me not want to play the game because I looked at the cover of the game
Yeah.
and it was this cool ass car, and I'm like, why do I have a real person car?
Like
This
why
sucks.
I gotta drive this Gremlin? I want that
Yeah.
Ford GT.
I want the Viper, or
Yeah.
I want the GT, or I want this Lamborghini, like or pseudo Lamborghini,
No.
whatever. But
You get this minivan.
yeah, get an A on your license test, and you can drive this
Yeah.
Miata, this Honda, whatever. You know, it's this Toyota. I'm like, this sucks. I'm not doing this. So yeah, not for
Yeah.
me.
So yeah, that came out, and then you also got WWE coming out like later this week, and it looks like so far from what I've seen so far, it looks like it's going in the right direction.
All I can say is I hope so.
Me too.
I don't root for these games to fail. I want them to have good ones.
Me too. I miss I miss playing wrestling games,
Yeah. Oh wow.
and yeah, I made a terrible one last 2 years ago. So
Yeah, they ran the people into the ground, and that's what they get.
yeah, 2K19. Thank you for your hard work and them keeping the servers on that game because they needed that.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
had
cool.
to. They had no choice but to keep the servers on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And also, Fire Pro Wrestling kind of helped in between the thing too. If you like wanted a wrestling game, but it was there and it was cheap, and you was able to get that game for like $10, $15 with all the DLC. You could get like for $25.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
there you go. Yeah, that's not a lot. I got Usagi Yojimbo coming out on Tuesday. I gotta pre-order that.
Oh, that's actually like they put a date to.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it's coming.
March 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think he's gonna be up for like 2 weeks.
Okay, that's cool.
It's the cartoon Usagi, and yeah, I gotta get him. The neutrinos I'm not really like keen for. I could actually pass that at one up if I really don't never really cared for those characters, and they don't have the car. Like if they had the car, then it would be different. But there's no car, so.
Okay, okay.
But Usagi is a must. But yeah, but that's all I got.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You want to
Good
get into
stuff.
this movie?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this week of our wait, is this still counts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got 2 decades of movies, comic book and superhero related. Theatrical only. We tried. Uh, we have The Crow Salvation. Let's just say the
Yep,
entire
yep.
title. The Crow Salvation. This is 2000.
Yep.
It is rated R, and it is an hour and 42 minutes. Right?
Yep.
Do they have the debut information? for
June
this one?
14th, 2000.
Okay. Did it debut here first, or was it somewhere else?
I think it debuted in Europe first.
Oh, okay. Okay. The director is Bharat Nalluri. I looked through his IMDb. I didn't see too much I saw, but I see that he has directed a lot of like miniseries. So I see that.
Yeah.
Writer is James O'Barr, and Chip Johansson.
I have no
So-
clue who they are either.
And I believe they are, well, it says James Barr is related to the comic book series, so at least there's some credibility there, right?
Yeah.
So you got somebody who's involved with, I guess, at the time, the current comic series.
Yep.
And this movie is starring Kirsten Dunst as Erin Ranfall,
Yep.
William Atherton as Nathan Ranfall, Debbie Fan as Barbara Chin, Eric Mabius as Alex Corvus,
He played Leon in the Resident Evil movies.
the ones that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that doesn't look like that dude. Wow, he sure did grow up. He had a few more years to age up, huh? Apparently. 'Cause
Wait, was he Leon?
looked
No,
it.
he was in the first two. He's the one. He's the dude that became Nemesis.
Oh, so that's not Leon.
No, it's not Leon. Like I'm confused.
He was the guy at the end of the first movie. They
Yes.
took him away from Alice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then in the other movie, he was. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. He was supposed to be somebody else that they turned him into Nemesis. That I was like, that made no sense. But anyway,
Yeah.
I forget. We already went through that. Well, you have Grant Shard as Peter Walsh, David Jean Thomas as Mercer, Gabrielle Woods as Old Woman, Lodi Lynn O'Keefe as Lauren Randall. That's about it. I
Oh,
mean, you do have to go through the bad guys
yeah, not really.
because I know the who which one is the main? Did we get the main? Yeah, well, Nathan Randall
Yeah,
in this
Nathan
movie,
Randall, I think,
he's
is the
the
main guy.
main he's the main villain. He's
Yeah.
the main villain.
Yeah, Nathan
He's the
Randall's a
king.
main villain, and then also like the one guy was like Walton Googans. I know him for like he was in Justified. He was also in like Sons of Anarchy and shit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. This goes into like all right. So every Crow movie kind of has like kind of the same like beginning. Someone got fucked over. Some bad shit happened. They line up dying. Then they come back to revenge the death of the person that died, or person that they cared about died, and things like that. He got put in the electric chair for that, and then right when the electric chair hit, the dude fucking showed his scar, like, "Haha, you're dead, motherfucker."
Yeah, so they kind of explain everything.
Yeah.
What he was in jail for, what ended up being the murder, the gruesome murder. Scott Steiner doesn't like it.
Yeah,
He hates
gruesome murder of his girlfriend.
Uh, the funny part was the old lady telling the story on the news, and
Yeah.
it was like, "Oh, this is something else.
Yeah,
That's a record, 53 times. Goodness." I was like, "Damn, that's messed up." So the entire city was like torn because they actually said that some people were protesting his death because they believed him. There was a story out about a man with a scar.
yeah.
You find out right then and there, Scott Steiner,
Mm-hmm.
very
Scott Steiner don't like scars.
he doesn't want to hear the origin story. But like it happens to be execution day on his birthday.
Yeah,
He's turning 21 years old. He is in prison in the opening with his attorney playing chess
yeah,
before he died, before his execution rather. And then like the is it the warden, I believe, it comes in with the birthday cake,
yeah,
and then he blows out the candles. They like, "Hey, we didn't ask for that," blah blah blah. But then he makes a comment, "Oh, we found the man with the scar,"
yeah,
and then he leaves. So that's the main through line of the movie is they're looking for the man. He is looking for the man with the scar because he believes that this is the man who really killed his girlfriend.
yeah.
You find it, well, not clearly, he's the Crow.
Mm-hmm.
So you know his main character is going to go through something. So what ends up happening is they don't make it.
Nope.
He gets electrocuted. They fry him. They show it. They kill him, and I believe, is it his sister that's there? There's a girl in
It's
the girl there.
the
that's
girl's
like
sister.
the girl's sister.
That's
thank you.
Kristen Dunst's character
So she's there at the execution and sees him get like
and
fried
their father.
because they're there because they do. She doesn't believe it.
Yeah,
Like she believes that he did it. She doesn't believe him. Like even when he comes back,
Yeah.
like she's still confrontational and doesn't want to accept the fact that she might be wrong.
yeah,
Like she's just like, no, there's no way. I mean, it's understandable. There's no guy.
yeah,
Where's your proof? So I get it. But what ends up happening is we get the Crow who comes to him because they were wrong. He was right. There needs to be justice found, and
Yeah.
that's what the Crow does. So
Yep.
you get his transformation into the Crow in the beginning.
yeah. All scabby. Ugh.
It's disgusting. Really.
It was quite disgusting.
Mhm.
But I actually kind of dug that. I actually thought it was a cool way of having this shit on his face. It was because it scabbed into it.
Mhm, mhm.
It was disgusting, but it was kind of. It looked like loose bacon.
So yeah,
Disgusting.
basically, like just
Um,
not cooked all the way meat,
yeah.
basically.
And as in all Crow movies, you kind of have then he's pretty much plotting his revenge. He gets the list from his file, and that's how he finds his people. He crosses them out and murders them. I did like the kills, and I think that's something that I really I thought the kills were funny. I actually found humor in some of the things he did. Um, the story itself, like it was really fucked up, and then the dude just showing him the scar, like ha, because he thought he was never gonna come back, and he was like, I win because you're not coming back. But guess what, motherfucker? I'm back.
I'm back.
It was a decent movie. It was again, if you watched One Crow, it all kind of have a similarity to that. I thought the character itself was pretty decent. Kristen Dunst was okay in the movie as well. She was just really like, I don't believe shit you say, and then she started realizing that it was all coming true when he held her and made her feel everything. That was something also a power that the Crow gets, is that he could transfer fucking his memories to people. That's how the first one killed the main dude and shit like that. So that's the only time when she actually believed him and she actually saw everything happen.
Yeah, that's true.
But
it's also he transferred memories from the item.
yes,
So he can take the memories from the items that he
Yes.
touches.
yeah,
That's how he knew who to go get, because the knife
yeah,
was the first clue.
yeah,
So once he got the knife that murdered his girlfriend,
yeah,
he touched it and he started to see what went down, and it was like, it was brutal because it was, they should have just shot the girl.
yeah,
It's terrible.
yeah.
Oh, Scott Steiner is loving it today.
Yeah, he's like, I'm coming for your ass. Yeah, I ain't listening to me. But yeah, it was like, so this one, actually the other ones, they were able to do the same thing too. They were able to touch an item or touch a person or touch whatever has the memory of the person or whatnot. They kind of get the flashback of what happened to them and stuff like that. And it goes on throughout this movie. That's how he gets his list, and that's how he goes after each one. And he goes into all these crooked cops throughout the police station, and the person that lined up being it is like the sergeant. He's like the main, the boss of everyone, and he's the one that had the big hand in it.
And he this because it's not the same person, they have different sayings and mannerisms and
Yes.
things of being the Crow. This one was chess.
Yeah.
So they were all pawns, kings,
Yep.
bishops and all that. And that was the last piece. He had to get to the king.
Yep.
And the king ended up being, because it was very hidden, a lot of it.
Yeah.
One of the guys who killed the girl ended up being like her father.
Yeah.
Like her father-in-law was involved in it,
Yeah.
a dirty cop.
Yeah.
And Kirsten Dunst didn't believe it. And then once the king,
Yeah.
the chief, found that things weren't going his way and they weren't stopping the guy from getting, because as the movie goes on, they start dying, they start dropping because the Crow's having his his glory kills,
Yeah.
his justice kills.
Yep. His
But
Archie kills.
slowly they're thinning out, and they're realizing, even though they don't believe in the resurrection aspect, because there's a supernatural aspect to the movie, but you realize that not everybody believes in it, because like we've just watched 2 of these movies
Yeah.
that were filled with crazy people, and then they had no problem believing in the
Yeah.
Crow. This movie, they don't believe in the Crow
Yeah.
until he's dead in their face, taking bullets to the face, taking bullets to his own throat, because he shoots himself in the mouth
Yeah.
when he like shows himself off to one of the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's sort of different from this movie.
Yeah.
Like it's actually less of a dark fantasy movie.
Yeah.
I feel like but it's more like I don't want to say just crime drama, but it has a little bit of that because there's actual detective work on the
Yeah.
Crow's part.
I also say it was a bit more humorous than the other ones.
The first one wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
The second one definitely wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, but they weren't going for it.
Yeah.
So this one actually had humor because the character, the actor of the Crow, like
Yeah.
that was one of his strong suits, was bringing out the humor of the Crow, of like
Yeah.
his Crow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is a difference. I guess you could say that is a strong suit
Yeah.
of these movies, but then again, the first one and the second one, I feel like the second one, they had the motivation of he wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah.
The actor wasn't supposed to die.
Yeah.
Like they kind of that felt like that was written for his, like it was supposed to be a continuation, but
Yeah, and this one
had
is a
to do
separate
another
thing.
Crow.
Yeah.
Like this one feels like, okay, we're past him, we're past Brandon Lee, and we just want to make movies with the character of the Crow.
Yeah.
That's what this movie felt like. The
Yeah,
second one did not feel like
Yeah,
that.
it was. This was not a sequel. This was just a different story,
Yes, a
a
different
different
story
telling of the Crow.
completely. Yeah, yeah.
And
Like, you
that's
felt
that's
that in this
and that's how like the next like if we do the next movie as well with our new list, it's the same thing. Like it's not a continuation; it's its own story.
and that helps it.
Yeah.
I think that helps it.
Yeah, but it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't the best movie, but it was enjoyable. It wasn't like torturous to watch. It kind of went fast in a way, so I'll give it
Yeah,
a
well,
point.
Hour 42 wasn't that long
Yeah, it was.
because credits and whatnot. But I think the genre it felt like was like a slasher flick, but the slasher was the hero
Yeah.
because all the bad guys were cops.
Yep. Yep.
And regardless of how crooked they were, that the public doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So somebody's just killing cops.
Yep. Yep.
So it kind of puts a different spin on it when it's not outed that they're dirty.
Yep. Yep.
So, like that aspect of the movie, I actually do really like. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think overall, I like it for being its own thing.
Okay.
Like it's in the Crow universe, right?
Yep.
It's not a sequel.
Yep.
But it's got those rules. It's got
Yeah.
the Crow's rules.
Yeah.
And you know what? It takes the Crow's rules and manages to make another Crow, and I feel like it's a good movie to watch. Like if you are a fan of the Crow, I say there's no reason not to watch it.
Yeah. It was
You
good.
know what I mean?
It was a good movie. Better than the City of Angels.
Yeah.
So if you watch just the Brandon Lee one and this one, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. So you're giving it
3.25.
all right, and I also gave it a 3.25. It makes your 37. And
37.
37.
How many times they gonna make 30s? That's so many.
And it makes my 30.
Okay.
Right. Next movie is called The Specials.
That sounds offensive. I mean, not offensive, but that sounds like what you talking about.
I think this movie was directed by James Gunn.
Okay.
So I'm actually kind of interested in what we're going to see because I was like, all right, James Gunn did this. All right, I'm fine with this. So we have 3 movies left on this list. We have The Specials, Unbreakable, and X-Men. That's going to round
Gotcha.
out March.
Okay. Cool.
And then we'll probably relist our top movies, just go through it one more time. And then at the final episode, we'll give our whole list. And we'll talk about the next list that we'll just be continuing off of. Oh, God.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. There's a lot in here. They're not, I'll tell you one thing. They're not in particular order in when they came out. They were more in, like, MCU is in order. Spider-Man things are in order. X-Men things are in order. But when they came out, they're not in order.
That's cool.
Just the
No
year.
problem.
They're not. The years are in order.
No problem.
Yeah, because that's a lot. There's a lot of fucking movies. So yeah. So Specials is next week. We have Unbreakable the following, and then X-Men is gonna be the final one of this list. So right now, the top 10s does not change. They stay the same for the second week. So RoboCop is number 1 for you. Turtles is 2. RoboCop 2 is 3. Batman's 4. Toxic Avenger 5. Superman 2 is 6. The Mask is 7. Men in Black is 8. Blank Man's 9. Blade 10. For my movies, it's Turtles 1. RoboCop 2. The Mask 3. Batman 4. RoboCop 2 is 5. The Crow is 6. Superman 2 is 7. Blank Man's 8. Men in Black is 9. Blade is 10. So, that is it. Let's wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to the episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out. Where you at, Merc?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, all Merc with the Mic. Stay tuned on my Instagram, Merc with the Mic. I will have a post of when we are going to be doing the Hot Ones challenge. Me and Tenacious T are going to do the Hot Ones challenge on Twitch. You can watch us squirm and almost die off of hot sauce. If you like to watch that, then follow our Twitch, Merc with the Mic, and we'll be on there eating the wings of death.
Nice.
Also, Spotify. If you are listening to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. We need those. Get those up, please.
Do it.
Thank you. I'll find you. And
Or
I will
we'll
just
send
say
the jinkies
please.
to get you.
Huh?
I said, or we'll send the jinkies to get
Oh,
you.
we'll send the jinkies. We will send the jinkies. Don't make us send the jinkies, because he's gonna get angry because he has to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's not gonna be sandwich in sight, so he's gonna look
Nope.
at you like one. Kind of like the Looney Tune cartoon when the two dudes are in the desert island and he sees the one as a hot dog and the other one sees the other one as a burger. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what's gonna happen. But it's gonna be Jinky sees you as both.
You don't want it.
You're gonna be a hot dog burger.
He's gonna do it.
Run. I kind of want that now. Actually, sounds good. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies, or he's following you.
He's hungry.
Yep.